Rachel Noemi, and today I have another chair yoga practice for you today. And this one is going to focus on our lower body, specifically our hips and our legs. So grab a chair, and as you can see, I have mine on a yoga mat just to help it not slip around. And I have blocks underneath my feet because my heels don't quite touch the floor. So if you're the same and your feet don't fully touch the floor, I do recommend using something like some yoga blocks, or a thick book will work as well. Just look around the house and find something. You can also do these movements on the side of your couch as well, or the side of your bed for that matter. So there is another video that focuses on upper body. If you have time, I recommend you do both. If you don't, just do one or the other, or whatever you're focused on for today. Let's get started. So find a nice comfortable seated position, but find some length in your spine. So rather than leaning all the way back into your chair or slouching forward, lift up through your spine. A little lift to your chest, relax your shoulders away from your ears, and close your eyes for a moment. Just to give ourselves a moment to really connect to our breath, connect to our body, and connect to this present moment. A lot of times we are so distracted and we're doing multiple things at one time, and we don't have a lot of opportunity to slow down and breathe deeply and really get connected to our body and what's happening to our body. And this is when we start to miss things and we start to get sick and have disease and illness, is because we don't have that time to listen to what's going on in our bodies. So just give yourself permission to be here in this moment. Turn off your phone, lock the door if you need to, and have some time for yourself. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Find that length up and through your spine. And exhale back out through your nose. Relax your shoulders, relax your body. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Imagine that you're just releasing tension as you exhale. We'll take one more breath. As we go through the practice today, make sure you listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel right or you feel any pain, just come out of the pose and maybe skip that pose and move on to the next one. Just really listening and only doing what feels right for your body. Let's take one more breath. And slowly open your eyes. And let's begin. So we're going to begin by raising our heels. So you're going to lift your heels and push your toes into the blocks or the floor. And then again, lift your heels. If you have really tight ankles, you might already feel a stretch there. And we'll do that 2 more times. Lift the heels, press the toes into the floor. And one more time, lifting those heels, and then relax. Extend through the right leg and drop. Left leg and drop. As you do this, you'll feel the quads begin to engage. So yoga is not just about stretching, it's also about strengthening as well. One more time, each side. Right leg and left leg. Good. Let's bring the right leg out again, and we'll flex the foot. So pull the toes back towards you, and then point your toes. And as you point, you want to think of pointing from the ankle, and you'll feel the stretch right here. And then pull the toes back and point. And then we're going to circle through the ankles. Circle a few times, and then we'll come the other way, circling in. And shake out that leg. And other side. Flexing and pointing. point, 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 point. And one more time. Flex and point. And then circle. Trying to circle in your range of motion, whatever that may be. So really taking this slow so you can get all sides. And other side, or other direction. Roll the other way. You might hear some little clicks and cracks. That is very normal. And just shake out that leg. Excellent. All right. So we're going to start to move into our hips. So before we do that, we're gonna do a few little circles here. So hands on your hips, and you're gonna circle your torso in one direction. You might feel a little bit of stretch through the lower back, through your hips. You might start to feel some of that tightness there. So we're just trying to work some of that out. And then we'll go the other way. Keeping the spine nice and long as you do this. So all through the practice, you never want to slouch forward, okay? Keep your chest lifted and your spine nice and long. There's plenty of opportunities in the day to end up like this. So let's lift up one more time, all the way around. And coming back to center. So let's get into our hips. We're going to bring the right foot on top of the left knee. And right away, you might already feel a stretch through your hip. So the feeling of stretch is good. What you don't want to feel is anything in your knee. So if there's any pain or just weirdness feeling there, you might need to straighten this leg a little bit more. You can come a little bit more to the edge of your chair, and then that can release the knee a little bit and it won't be as deep into the stretch. But if your knee is feeling fine, you can keep that heel in. Also, if you have really, really tight hips, you can extend that leg forward a little bit, and that way you can ease into it a little bit better. So from here, we're gonna lift up nice and tall through our spine. And as you exhale, you're gonna bring your chest forward towards your shin. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, come forward. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold, and we're gonna stay here. So if this is too much for you, you can lift your chest back up and just stay wherever feels like a good, manageable stretch. Otherwise, you'll bring your chest forward until you feel a good stretch for your body. Again, though, paying attention to the knee and keeping that nice long spine. So rather than collapsing forward, keep your spine nice and long, keep your chest lifted, nice long, some length through the back of the neck, so try not to lift your gaze too much. And make sure to breathe into your stretch here. And we'll take 2 more breaths. And inhale. Come all the way up, and we'll release the leg. But before we do that, you're going to grab the foot and the knee and just bring it back and forth a couple times. Okay, it might just be a little movement for you. That is okay. You're just going to see what your range of motion is here and move it back and forth a little bit. And then let go and maybe shake out that leg a little bit and bring the foot to the floor or your block. Coming to the other side, we will bring now the left foot on top of the right knee, and then just see how this feels. You may straighten that bottom leg or not. And again, really listening to the knee, making sure we don't feel any pain there. And then inhale, lift up nice and tall through your spine, and exhale, come forward. And inhale to lift. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale all the way up. And last one, exhale, come all the way forward, coming into however deep feels good for you. And you might notice that one side is different than the other. This is very normal. Often we have imbalances in our body where one side might be tighter, or one side might feel not as tight. So just becoming aware of those kind of differences in your body and making sure to breathe full deep breaths. The breath is really going to allow you to get deeper into the pose. Keeping that long spine. And we'll take one more breath. And inhale, lift your chest back up, grab the foot and the knee, and bring it side to side. Now if this doesn't feel good at all to do, you don't need to do this, you can skip it. Just, again, like with every pose, see what feels right for your body. Yeah. And then release and shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Excellent. So I'm going to show you from the side here. We're going to work some pelvic tilts. Okay, so the pelvis is really what controls where you feel the stretch, whether it's through the front of the legs or through the back. And our pelvis tends to get really stiff over time. So I'm just going to show you from the side here. I'm sitting towards the end of the edge of my chair, and I'm going to bring my hip bones forward. And when my hip bones come forward, my tailbone, this area right here, lifts. Okay. Now, as I drop my tailbone, my hip bones come back. So it's like I'm trying to tuck my tailbone underneath, and then bring my hip bones forward, and I tuck my tailbone back. Let's do that 3 more times. So lifting the tailbone, and then lifting the hip bones. Dropping the hip bones, lifting the tailbone. And again, tucking and lifting. 1 more time. Tuck the tailbone under, and then lift the tailbone. Excellent. So we're gonna keep that lifted action of the tailbone to get a stretch into our hamstrings. So you're gonna maybe bring your blocks to the side, or you can stay on the blocks if you want. And I'm gonna come to the edge of my chair. I'm gonna keep my left knee bent, and I'm gonna extend my right leg straight, okay? Just be careful though of locking your knee, and just have a little tiny micro bend, but for the most part you want the leg straight so that you can feel the stretch in through the hamstrings. So that action of lifting the tailbone, okay, so rather than pulling the hip bones up and tucking your tailbone, you're gonna bring your hip bones forward, lift up through your tailbone, lift up tall through your spine, and then as you exhale, you're going to come forward. Still keeping that nice long spine. You're gonna bring your chest down until you feel a stretch through your hamstrings. So it's gonna be different for everyone. You might just lean forward slightly and start to feel that stretch, or you might need to come down all the way. Okay, so just making sure you feel that stretch here through the hamstrings. Maybe your hands come down, or maybe your hands stay on your hips. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And 1 more breath. On your next inhale, lift all the way up, and then we'll switch, bending the right leg, straightening the left leg, but again, little micro bend, but for the most part, nice and straight. Lift your tailbone, let your hip bones come forward. Nice, tall, long spine. Exhale, bring your chest forward. Keep your spine nice and long and come as deep as feels good for your body. So again, listening to those hamstrings now on the left side. Does this feel like a good stretch? Does it feel like I'm going too deep, or maybe I haven't gone deep enough? So just really listen to your body. Listen to those hamstrings. And I'll take 1 more breath. And inhale, come all the way up. All right, let's get into those hip flexors. So we're gonna bring our right foot to the side of the chair, and you're going to want to kind of scoot to the edge of your chair. So just be careful of your chair tilting over. And then you're gonna bring your left leg behind you and just let that knee drop. Okay, keep it nice and just relaxed. Just let it kind of hang from the socket. And then instead of leaning forward, think of leaning back a little bit. And you might start to feel that stretch through the hip flexors down into the quad. That action that we did of lifting the tailbone, we're going to do the opposite. So tilt the tailbone under as much as you can. Tuck the tailbone, lift the hip bones. And then from here, grab a hold of your chair and then reach your left arm up and over. You'll start to feel that stretch in through here. Breathe into it. Take one more breath. And then release. Extend the leg a little farther back and maybe see if you can straighten the leg. And then instead of letting that belly come forward, pull your belly back, pull your hip bones back, and then again lift, reach that left arm up and over. And then as you exhale, bring your hand down and we'll switch to the other side. Coming all the way over the other way. So now left knee is over the side of the chair, right foot, toes are tucked, the knee is right underneath the hip, and then you're leaning back slightly, tilting the tailbone under and reaching now the right arm up and over. Breathing into the stretch. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then release. Extend the legs straight. It may or may not go straight. Just do your best. And then lift up. Little engagement. Keep the spine nice and long. Belly button pulled in gently. And then reach over. And exhale. Bring the hand down and bring your legs back. And we're going to stand up and come into a little bit more of a stretch in through the back of the legs. So you're going to stand up, and I'm going to show you from the side here. You're going to place your chair to face you. So we're going to come into a half forward fold. I'm going to face my chair, and I'm going to bring my feet about hip width distance apart. I'm going to bring my hands to the top of the chair. And I might need to step back a little bit more. You're going to lengthen through your spine. So feel that nice long spine. And instead of looking up, look towards the chair, and just so you have a bit of length through the back of the neck. It's a nice long spine. And then that action where we were lifting our tailbone, you're going to do that here. And then you're going to feel that stretch through the back of the legs. From here, we're going to bend one knee at a time and push back into the opposite hip. You'll feel this again, this nice stretch in through the hips, in through the glutes. You might feel a little stretch down into the IT band as you push into that hip. And then come back to straight legs, little micro bend in the knees, and lengthen through the sides of the rib cage, the back of the legs, through the entire spine. And then inhale, you're going to press your hands into your chair, lift your chest, and then bring your hands a little lower. From here, we're going to bring the left foot back a little bit and right foot forward. So both toes are facing forward, and our feet are about hip width distance apart. Okay, both legs are straight, tiny micro bend in that front leg, and then take a big breath in, nice long spine. exhale, you're going to start to bring your head and your chest down. Now, you might be able to rest your forehead on your hands. You want to feel the stretch here through the hamstrings. If this is not deep enough, then maybe you bring your hands to the floor, or maybe you bring your hands to your blocks. And we'll hold for 2 more breaths here. Breathing into that stretch in through the right leg. And inhale, push the chair away to lift your head and chest. And we'll switch legs. Right foot comes back, left foot comes forward. Both hip bones are squared forward, toes are facing forward, and nice straight leg, little micro bend, and long spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, deepen into your stretch. So again, same options apply here. Head to the chair, or maybe you bring your hands to the floor or the blocks, whatever you are, wherever your hands are. Most importantly, you want to feel this stretch through the left hamstrings now, okay? Again, making sure there's no pain. You want to feel a stretch. You do not want to feel pain. And we'll just take 2 more breaths here. And push the chair away. Slowly lift your head and your chest. And then you'll bring your left foot back. And one more time, reach those arms forward, forward, forward. Let your head drop through your arms. And breathe into your back. If this is feeling really good and you want to go into a full forward fold, you can bring your hands all the way to the floor. Little micro bend in those knees. Just let your head and your arms relax fully. And take 1 more breath. And bend your knees a little bit, and we'll start to roll all the way up to standing. 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come up, and then your head comes up. Excellent. All right. Come back to your chair, and we'll close our practice today with just a couple deep breaths to release any more residual tension that might be in our bodies. And get my blocks back here, keep my hips nice and relaxed. So just close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Feel your shoulders relaxing away from your ears. And although you are sitting up nice and tall, you're going to relax through the rest of your body. Relax your hips and your shoulders, your feet. Just relax into the floor. Relax all the muscles in your face. Oftentimes we clench our jaw or we hold tension in our face without even realizing it. So just notice if you're clenching or squeezing any muscles through your face, and just release, let go. Relax all those muscles. Feel your breath in your body. That beautiful cycle of breath, continuous flow of in-breath and out-breath. Gently open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed this practice today. I hope you feel a little more loose through those joints and muscles. Take moments throughout your day to breathe deeply. You'll be surprised at how even just a few moments of breathing can help to bring some calm into your life and can help to release stress. Thank you so much for joining me today. Check out the other video where we're focused on our upper body, and I hope you have a great day. Smile lots, give lots of hugs. Thank you again for joining me. Namaste.